Adal Badal. It was the hour of twilight on the day of the holy festival. A group of village boys gathered under a neem tree were playing, throwing dust at one another. Amrit and Ishab came walking arm in arm and joined them. Both were wearing new clothes stitched that very day, identical in every respect color, size, and material. The boys were in the same class at the same school and lived in houses facing each other at the corner of the street. The boys' parents were farmers and occasionally had to borrow money from the moneylender to tide over difficult times. In short, the two boys had everything in common except that Amrit had both parents living and three brothers, whereas Isab had only his father. This the two boys came and sat on the pavement. Seeing them identically dressed, one of the boys asked, "Hey, Amrit, Isab, have you changed your identities?" This gave another boy a mischievous idea. "Why don't you two have a wrestling match? We can see you are also equal in strength or whether one is tougher than the other," he said. The first boy thought this was a good idea and added, "Yes, Amrit, Ishab, let's see which of you can get the better of the other." "Come on," shouted another boy. "It's only for fun." Ishab looked at Amrit. "No," Amrit firmly. "My mother will trash me." His fear was well founded. As he was leaving home, his mother warned him, "You made such a fuss to get new clothes. If you tear or dirty them, you know what is coming to you." It's true that Amrit had bullied his parents. When he had heard that Isham was getting a new shirt, he insisted that he should get one exactly like Isab's or he would not go to school. His mother had tried to reason with him. "Son, Isab has to work on the farm. His clothes are torn out. Yours as good as new." "Who says so?" Amrit cried, winding a tear in his shirt with his finger. His mother tried another gambit. Isha was given a thrashing by his father before giving his new clothes. "Would you also like a thrashing?" Amrit refused to be put off. "Okay," he said defiantly. "Tie me up, beat me, but you have to get me a shirt like Isab's." "All right," replied his mother, washing her hands off him. "Go and ask your father." Amrit knew that if his mother had said no, his father was not likely to agree, but he was not one to give up. He refused to go to school, refused to eat, refused to come home at night. Finally, his mother gave in and persuaded his father to give him new clothes. She brought Amrit from Ishab's father's cowshed where he had been hiding. Having left home smartly dressed, Amrit was loath to do anything that would spoil his clothes. In any case, he was most reluctant to wrestle with Isab. Just then, one of the rowdies of the gang put his arms around Amrit's neck and said, "Let's have a wrestling match." He dragged onto the ground. Amrit tried to wriggle out of the boy's grasp and said, "Look, Kalia, I do not want to wrestle. Leave me alone." Kalia refused to let go and threw Amrit on the ground. The boy shouted in glee, "Amrit has lost. Kalia has won. Kalia has won. Hooray! Hooray!" Ishab lost his temper. He took Kalia by the hand and said, "Come on, I will fight you." Kalia hesitated, but the other boys egged him on. The two boys grappled with each other. Ishab tripped Kalia and sent him sprawling on the ground. Kalia began to howl. The boys realized that what had started as a joke had become a serious affair. Scared that Kalia's parents might beat them, they scattered and ran away in different directions. Amrit and Ishab also left the arena. They had hardly gone a few steps when Amrit's eye fell on Ishab's shirts. His pockets and a 6-inch strip were torn. They stopped dead in their tracks, overcome with fear. They examined the tears in the shirt. As if this was not enough, they heard Isha's father shouting from his arm, "Where is Ishab?" The boy's heart stopped beating. They knew they were going to have it. As soon as Isha's father saw the torn shirt, he would skin him alive. He had borrowed money from the money lender and spent a long time choosing the cloth and having it stitched. Again Ishab's father shouted, "Who is crying? Where is Ishab?" Suddenly Amrit had a brain wave. He dragged Ishab to the side. "Come along with me," he said. As they entered the land between the two houses, Amrit started unbuttoning his shirt. "Come on, take off your shirt. You wear mine," he ordered. "What about you? What will you wear?" asked Ishab. "I will wear your shirt," replied Amri. "Hurry up before anyone sees us." Ishab began unbuttoning his shirt but could not follow what Amrit was getting at. "Exchange shirts? How will that help? Your father will trash you." "Of course he will trash me, but I have a mother who will protect me," replied Amrit. Ishab hesitated. Just then he heard someone cough close by. The boys quickly exchanged shirts and came out of the land and walking gingerly towards their homes. Amrit's heart was pounding with fear, but he was in luck. It was holy and it was only natural that there should be some rough play. When she saw his torn shirt, his mother only frowned and forgave him. She took a needle and thread and mended the torn shirt. The boys got over their fear and set up again arm in arm to see the holy bonfire outside the village. A boy who noticed the exchange of shirts spoiled the fun by taunting them. "So, you have exchanged, huh?" Fearing that the boy had seen him exchange the shirts, Amrit and Ishab tried to slink away. By then, the other boys also knew what had happened and set up a chant, "Adal, Badal, Adal, Badal." Fearing that the story might reach their father's ears, the two friends ran towards their homes. Isha's father was sitting on a cot in the front yard, smoking his hookah. He called out to the boys, "Why are you running from your friends? Come and sit near me," he ordered. His gentle tone worried the boys. "It is just as we feared. He knows the truth and is only pretending to be kind," they thought. Isha's father, Pathan, picked up 10-year-old Amrit in his arms. He called out, "Bahali Bhabi, from today your son Amrit is mine." Bahali Bhabi came out of her house. She laughed and said, "Hussein Bhai, you can't even look after one son. How will you cope with two?" "As from today, Bahali Bhabi, I am ready to bring up 21 if they are like Amrit," said Hussein in a voice choked with emotion. The Pathan cleared his throat and told Bahali Bhabi that he had seen the two boys go into the lane. I decided to see what the boys were up to," he said. The other women of the neighborhood also gathered round to hear what the Pathan was saying. What he had to say didn't take long. He told them how the boys had exchanged their shirts and said, "Isab asked Amrit, 'What if your father beats you?' And do you know what your Amrit replied? He said, 'But then I have a mother.'" With tears in his eyes, the Pathan added, "How true! Amrit's reply has changed me, taught me what is truly worthwhile." The story of Adal Badal spread through the village. It reached the village headman, who announced, "From today we will call Amrit Adal and Isab Badal." The boys were very happy. So not only the village but even the skies resounded with the cries, "Amrit Ishab, Adal Badal, Adal Badal."